You're going to love this Mexican dish, and there are 3 steps that make carne asada perfect. Let me show you what they are. Welcome to Lawyer in the Kitchen. Today we're going to make carne asada. This is a great Mexican dish. You're going to love it. And there, as I told you, there are 3 things that will make this right. Number 1, make a citrus marinade and marinate the skirt steak we're going to use for at least an hour. 4 hours preferably, and up to 8 hours. If you do more than 8 hours, then you might tenderize it too much and take the texture out. The next thing is to cook it on a grill, although you could cook it in a hot skillet. But on a grill, we're going to use mesquite wood chips, and that'll give a great flavor. We're going to cook about 5 minutes per side because we don't want to cook this. We want this medium rare. It's certainly pink. And the third thing is this: when you cut this, because this is somewhat of a tough meat, you want to cut it against the grain in very thin strips. And those are the 3 things to make it right. Now let's make the marinade. So the ingredients for the marinade are very simple. It said citrus. We're going to have 1 orange, 2 limes, 1 lemon. We're going to have some cilantro cut up finely. We're going to have a little bit of soy sauce, probably a tablespoon, a little bit of ground cumin, probably a teaspoon, and a little bit of cayenne, probably a 1/4 teaspoon, some apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of oil. We're going to mince some garlic, probably 2-3 cloves, and we're going to put it in a bag and put it in the fridge. And we're going to marinate it for at least 2 hours for us, but at least an hour and 4 hours preferably. Cut this orange in half, and we're just going to squeeze this. And if you stick your fingers in there, you'll get a little bit more. You could actually use a juicer, that would work, but this works just fine. Now for the lemon, I'm going to go ahead and use this, because this will fit, and that works very nicely. And I'm going to do the same thing for the limes. So let's get our jalapeno ready. I'm going to slice it right down the middle. And we're going to take these seeds out. There's not a lot in this one, so this isn't bad. And that's where the heat is. And then I'm going to chop this up a little bit more. And that's looking good. Put that in our juice. We're going to, of course, serve cilantro with the actual carne asada when it's done. We want to chop this pretty good. All right. That's plenty of cilantro. These are not gigantic, so I'm going to go for 3. And when you use the mincer, you don't get all of it anyhow. And did I tell you that I got this garlic from Boise, Idaho? Sharon's son plays, or actually is a graduate assistant at Boise State, and assistant to the strength coach, and which I have never been, as one would know, without looking too tough on me here. We went for a football game and to visit, and then we just happened to go into this grocery store, which was fantastic. And I go, let's look at their garlic. I mean, because when I go on vacation, isn't that what we do?
We shop for garlic.
We shop for garlic. And there we go. So we got all this in here. I ended up using 3 cloves, that's fine. Just a little bit of cumin. There we go. All right, then we got it. Okay, so that's enough cayenne. We don't need a lot of that. Soy sauce, also a little liquid. For the salt, not a lot. I'm gonna add a little olive oil. Little rice wine vinegar. And I'm not seeing anything else that I haven't gotten in here. All right. That smells good. All right. So we'll put our steak in here. Pour our marinade in. Get all the air out of the bag, or as much as you can, by doing that. And then make sure it's sealed. And I can tell you that I have absolutely had these split and leak. And then move it around, get everything everywhere. At least an hour. 4 would be great. Maximum 8 hours. We'll see you back in a couple of hours. Carne asada literally means grilled meat, and it's usually flank steak or skirt steak. Cattle were first brought to the Caribbean in the 1400s, then to Mexico and the American Southwest after that. And believe it or not, carne asada was first probably used as a taco, the carne asada tacos, and they date back to the 1500s. And they were simply meat that was grilled on coals with peppers and other vegetables and whatever else they wanted to put on them, and they put them in a taco. You can eat carne asada any way you like, by itself, on a taco, as we're going to do it today in a burrito. All right, so this is marinated for a little more than 3 hours. 4 would be better, up to 8. Have I said that before? Look at that thing. Oh, you can smell that? That smells good. All right, we're gonna set that on there just like that. I'm gonna close her down. That is hot. Woo-hoo. All right, we're done with this. We're gonna cook it about 5 minutes on each side. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. Look at that, look at the smoke on that. That looks good. I got a little flip on here, but that's all right. We'll catch that. Oh, look at this. Look at that. See, I got the thing flipped. Darn it. That's okay. All right, we're gonna cut into this and just see where we are, even though we're gonna let it rest. I am not cooking that anymore. That is right there. I cooked this for 9 minutes, and I think it may be more done than I wanted it to be, because I'm not seeing any red in here. Yeah, I had a pretty hot oven. Oh, there's some pink coming in. Here we go. Here we go. Now we're starting to get into a little more like what I'm hoping for. That's got some pink to it. That looks good. It could be a little, I see a sneaking hand in there. Do I need to get my knife going over here? Is that what I need to do?
You need to get your knife going on that so I can take it.
Oh, do I?
Darn it.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right. This here is nice and thick right in here. Let me just see what we got here. Yeah, that's better. I've cooked it too long. Put a little bit of cilantro on here and some onions and some limes. And we're gonna go ahead and set these. All right, so I'm practicing my burritos because the only time I did the burritos, it was not that good. All right, so I'm gonna pull some of this meat. Looks good. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut this even smaller, because I think this will make, this is gonna make it a lot more tender, and I know I'm going against the grain now. And that's a pretty good amount right there, I think. All right, that's a nice amount of sour cream. I'm just gonna thin this out a little bit. I mean, this is mostly about the meat. I think I'm gonna put a little more meat on here. What do you think, Miss Gaines?
I think you're gonna have a hard time rolling this up.
I think I'm gonna have a hard time rolling it, but because last time I made these, what was the problem? We know what it was. Too much stuff. Yep, that is just flat out juicy. I wish it was a little more rare, so a little more cilantro. Let's put some green onions. That looks good. Now, what's the chances I'm gonna actually roll this thing up? But before we do, it's like this, and then do this, and then scooch it in, tuck, and then, what do you think? That's not my worst.
That is not your worst.
That's not my worst. And then look at this. Ah, look at that. Huh? Nice. You gonna have a bite with me?
Nice.
That looks pretty good. Chink.
I'm making a mess.
It's tasty. We're having all over my mushrooms.
Me too.
That is tasty. Am I wrong? No. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Comment, I'll respond. If you make this or anything else I may put your photo on my video. And we'll see you next time
on While You're in the Kitchen.